Hey guys, welcome back. One of the things I say a lot with my clients and in office hours is this phrase, each experience is complete. And so I had someone reach out yesterday and ask if I could just say a little bit more about what it means and why is it even helpful or practical to really sort of be open to understanding at a felt sense level, an embodied level, what it means that each experience is complete. And what I mean is in each fresh moment, each now, because now is all we have in reality, not the stories of the past, not the stories of what might happen, what almost happened, just now, fresh, real experience, immediate experience. That might include sensations in the body, emotions, images, stories, beliefs. However, life is arising in this moment as a single experience, it's complete. It doesn't need solving, figuring out. It doesn't need a solution. It doesn't need to be resolved. So let's look at a couple examples so you can see maybe what I'm talking about a little easier. I'm going to start with the experience of longing because this comes up a lot with clients. And I think it comes up because it's such like part of this spiritual growth community, this idea of like my heart's desire or my longing. And it sounds so spiritual, doesn't it? Like, I long for better health. I long for companionship. I desire, my heart's desire is a companion. They're all perfectly wonderful things. And they're so programmed and conditioned that it starts to look like what we need is to resolve the experience of longing in order to touch that space of freedom, of peace, of joy, to touch that space of who we really are right here, this beautiful, formless, untouchable space of warmth and joy and freedom and love and all that good stuff. We must resolve the experience of, say, longing, desiring. But let's take a good look at that. Let's be very curious and still with that. Because the suffering, the exhaustion, the use of all these resources is in the solving of this experience. So let's say the experience comes and it's a strong one. I long, we'll say companionship. I have a heart's desire, a longing. I'm being called toward, I'm being guided toward companionship. Wonderful. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. And it's a complete experience on its own. Where we get into suffering is where we start believing the mind that says what that means. Oh, you're having an experience of longing. Therefore, or that means you need this. You should do this. You should strive toward that. And then we suffer because then we are operating from lack. We are operating from separation. We're operating from a very false sense of our identity. We're completely identified as this, where we believe we share the limits of this. So when the experience arises, I'm longing for companionship. That experience is complete all by itself. Each experience in the moment is its own reward. It's doing its own good work. So let's say that experience comes up. It's not comfortable, is it? The experience of longing is not comfortable. It looks so compelling that we need to do something about that. But the freedom, the growth, the expansion, this capacity to really touch this space of our true identity, this space of freedom and peace, this expansion of consciousness, is in being fully present to this moment, this experience, full stop. I have an experience of longing. Now your mind will, say what you're longing for or why you're longing or how, the world says you need this in order to solve this longing. But what if, just play with this. Be fully present to the experience of longing and be still with it for a moment. Come here, longing. It's an experience, and all human experience by design is safe. It is trustworthy. No, it might not be comfortable. That's all right. We've been sort of bamboozled. We humans for generations have been bamboozled. It's the only word I can think of right now, into believing comfort is our guiding light. Comfort is our North Star. Go toward comfort. So yeah, the experience of longing, the experience of desiring, it probably isn't super comfortable. You might feel it in your belly, your throat, your head, your back. You might feel it as images, as stories. Fine. It's an experience. And every experience is complete. It has its own reward. I kind of think of experience as expansion and contraction. Expansion, contraction, like a perfect wave or a season or the cycle of a moon. We have experience in the moment. Kind of feels like this. It feels expanded. It feels light. We humans tend to have a preference for those. But this is a great place to look. All that's happening when we prefer this is there is an experience of preferring. That's it. And when we're in an experience that feels more like contraction, like resisting, hating, not wanting something, not liking something, we've been kind of programmed and conditioned to not want these experiences. But all that's happening there is an experience of not wanting is here. Do you see how simple this is? All that's ever happening in any single moment is a fresh, raw experience. Life arising as this. Life arising as this experience of resistance. Only a mind will tell you what you're resisting. I'm resisting thought. I'm resisting that person. I'm resisting my own hatred. No. You're having an experience of resistance. Wonderful. It's an experience. It's complete. It doesn't need to be resolved. It's its own reward to have an experience of resistance. It's not yours. It's not personal. And it's probably not comfortable, but the discomfort, again, is perfect. That discomfort, I think, is always a call to come home. It's not a call to figure something out. Let's say I'm hating something. I'm hating the way something turned out. Okay. Without all the stories and the flashing lights, I'm having an experience of hatred. Great. Come here, hatred. Come closer. Let me hold you. Come close. Have the experience of hatred. This is what hatred feels like. Okay. I tend to feel it in my throat, sometimes in my upper belly. I sometimes feel it as like images that like sit right here. That's how I experience the experience of hatred. Fine, pull it close. And if I innocently believe that I'm identified with that experience, it'll hurt. Perfect. That hurt is not saying solve the hatred, get rid of the hatred, resolve the hatred. It's saying, hey, sweet girl, come home. Take a minute. Remember who you are. Remember your true identity, this this awareness, this witnessing space, this aliveness, this love, peace, joy that is untouchable. Be here and notice. Just notice. There's an experience of hatred, full stop. It's complete. There's an experience of longing. There's an experience of desiring. Come back. Only a mind that has been conditioned and programmed by generations and generations of our culture will say, oh, you have an experience of longing. Okay, here's what you do. You look out here and you start solving, you start figuring out, you start pinning your well-being, your peace, your joy on getting that thing. No, the peace, the joy, the love, the freedom, it's here right now. In whatever experience is arising as you, through you, that experience, sadness, grief, hatred, longing, whatever it is, it's complete. It doesn't need resolution. We're not looking for the reward in going from contraction to expansion. Like, oh, if I could just get through this contraction, yay, then I'll get the reward of expansion. No. Be still. Hold the contraction. It might feel like tension in the body. Fine. It might feel like tension in the head. It might feel all crunched. Wonderful. Let that do its good work. I kind of picture it sometimes. I've called this scrubbing the barnacles off the ship. Fine. Let that tightness, that tension, that crunch do its good work. Let it move through. Let it do whatever it needs to do. Bring up all those primal layers, those emotions. Fine. Be grown. Be expanded. Be continuously pointed home. There are such rich, wonderful gifts and portals in the experience of contraction, whatever that is, longing, hatred, resistance, sadness. It's so funny to me. I shouldn't say funny, although it is kind of funny because I've seen through it so much. When I talk to clients or friends and they get really upset that they've been triggered. Oh, now I'm feeling sad. Oh, now I'm really triggered and feeling anxious. And it still looks to them like that's a problem. So if it looks like it's a problem when you're triggered, oh, that thing she said made me anxious. That thing he did made me angry. Come back to what is immediate, fresh, raw. I'm having an experience of hatred, anger, sadness, anxiousness. Full stop. Without the attempt to solve it, to attribute it to something, to resolve it, to go from contraction to expansion as fast as you can, without all that, you're just having a very normal, healthy, trustworthy human experience of being triggered. Feel it. Let it move completely through you. Hold it. Bring it close. The discomfort is not a sign to run. It's not a sign that you need a different experience. Be fully present to the experience that's arising. Let it do the good work it is here to do. Let it grow you, expand you. Let it help you touch this space of who you really are. Be the love, the joy, the freedom. Be this that you really are. That lovingly, compassionately, and willingly holds each experience and each fresh new moment. I can't wait to hear how this lands. Let me know, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye, guys.